welcome Marcelo Lombardo, CEO and founder of Omie, to the SaaS Revolution Show. Welcome, Marcelo.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you for having me today. It's great to be on your podcast.
Great to have you on the podcast for the first time. We'll also have you speaking at SaaStock LATAM in a couple of months. We could talk about that later. Tell me, I see some high-rise buildings behind you. Is it a clue to the city that you're calling from?
Yeah, we are in São Paulo, Brazil, where we are headquartered. It's the largest city in Brazil, close to 20 million people. So it's a big city here.
Yeah, it's a big city, a beautiful city. I love Sao Paulo. I wasn't sure that I would love it before I came, right? Because before only knowing a little bit about Sao Paulo, I thought this huge city, 20 million people, a lot of skyscrapers. Maybe more. I'm more of a Rio man, you know, some beaches, that kind of thing. But actually,
let's say for pleasure, for vacations, Rio is best. But for business, you must be São Paulo.
Yeah, but also actually Sao Paulo really surprised me. It felt a little bit like New York in some senses to me, and there was also there's a lot of great restaurants and bars and culture and a lot of greenery and great people. So
yeah, and I will tell you a secret. São Paulo and Rio, we are like US and Canada, or France and the rest of the world.
Okay, I didn't know that, but good to know. And so, as I said, you're the CEO and founder of Omie. So, why don't we start there? Or actually, let's not start there. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Who is Marcelo Lombardo?
Okay, Marcelo Lombardo. I'm the CEO and founder of Omie. And Omie is my second journey in the very same line of business. So, before Omie, I had another ERP provider, but targeting enterprise companies. And my life was kind of boring with a local company trying to compete with SAP and Oracle, with large enterprises. And on 2013, we started a new project inside my own company where we created a cell to develop a solution for small businesses. So on late 2013, I managed to sell the old company to an American group. And I didn't want to take a position on the multinational company or something like that. I preferred to jump out and to spin off that small cell with me. So that's when we started on October 2013, like a 7-people startup.
Okay, excellent. A 7-person startup in 2013, and now 2020. How many people are you employing at Omie?
It's closer to 800 right now.
800? Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Like pretty big. So based on that sort of 800, that great growth. And I guess a couple of questions on that. Are all 800 in Brazil?
Yes, we work only in Brazil right now because Brazil is best known as the tax hell country. So it means everything here is very complicated. It's not uncommon you have to deal with 11 or 12 different taxes just to invoice one client. So it's hard for the outside companies come to Brazil and compete with us, but the other way around is also true. It's hard for us to take all of the crap off to run out of Brazil.
Yeah. No, we know. I wondered why there were not that many global events, sort of companies holding events in Brazil. I now know why, because it's quite complicated. But I'm glad that SaaStock is there and is one of the first international events companies there. But bringing it back to you, so 800 employees. Are you venture backed or bootstrapped?
We are venture backed. So we had the seed round on 2015 from a local VC fund, Astela Investimentos. And on 2018, we had Series A, like $6.7 million, also from Astela Investments. And last year, on last April, we received $20 million investment from Riverwoods. This is an international growth fund.
Excellent. And based on that last investment, are you happy to share what the valuation of the business was, or revenue? Or
Oh, the revenue I can, but we are
yeah,
now in a $15 million run rate, but it feels like a $60 million company because the conversion ratio from Brazilian real to US dollars is
yeah,
close to 4, is a little bit more than 4, and someone that you hire paying $2,500 per week in US, we pay $2,500 Brazilian reais per week here in Brazil. So it
yeah,
feels like 1-to-1. What you buy with $1, we buy with $1. It means it's good for you to come to Brazil and spend money here. Uh, but unfortunately, the exchange rate makes the feeling is not correct for us, but
yeah.
it feels like building a $60 million company.
Yeah, no, agree. And I saw that like the previous guests that we've had on the podcast, like Diego Gomez from Rock Content and Eric Santos, similarly,
Uh-huh.
like, huge employee base, but the US dollar ARR, in Europe or US wouldn't reflect that employee base within those regions. But
Yeah, completely
as
right.
yeah. But as you say, with regards to the currency to conversion, it's more likely that, if it was in the US, it would be a $60 million to the US company. So that's fantastic. And did you sort of mention, or in terms of Omie, whether that is like an ERP company? That was the previous company, or?
Yeah. Let me talk a little bit about Omie. Omie right now is the #1 management platform in the cloud for small and mid-sized business. So we put together ERP software, entrepreneur education, and financial services, all combined in a simple to use environment. And the main problem with the Brazilian SMB is that companies in Brazil, they stop growing very early and they stay small forever. And our platform, we address precisely the root causes of this phenomenon. So it means lack of management, lack of credit access, and education for the entrepreneurs.
And so when you're targeting small and medium businesses, and you have 800 employees, a couple of questions. So out of the 800, how many are in sales? How big is your sales team? And then what is your sales model then? Because SMB, often it can be self-service, but let's kind of talk about like your sales team and the sales model.
Okay, let me tell you how we developed our sales model and our business model. When we just started back in 2013, we used to do like everybody else, okay? So we used to advertise online using digital marketing, Google AdWords, social media, and things like that to attract our potential leads, and then trying to convert them into paying customers as touchless as possible. So our sales team, they used to be available on request for our leads, but overnight, they pop up more than 100 competitors, and everybody was executing precisely the same process. So I could see the client acquisition costs rising to unhealthy levels pretty fast. In less than 6 months, we could see the click cost 10 times more expensive than it used to be a few months ago. So we need to find out another way to reach our market. And in Brazil, there's something very interesting in Brazil. Every company must have a certified public accountant responsible for the business. So it's not like in US or other countries where you have do-yourself accounting. In Brazil, you must have an accountant. So as a consequence, accountants, they are a proxy to the whole addressable market we have. So we partner with accountants in order to reach the end user. So most of our people are in sales, part of the team searching for new accounting firms, and part of the team converting the accountants clients into Omie clients as well. And why the accountant partner with us? Because we ultimately we transform 5 days work in just 1 day. So instead of handling tons of papers and typing everything into their systems with large teams, now both business owners and accountants, they can share a real-time paperless platform. So we make the accountants far more productive. It's not necessary to pay commission to the accountants. By the way, the best accountants, they understand offering a commission like something that is offensive, because they find themselves kind of conflicted. And so the best accountants, they are not looking for a commission on the software.
So before you moved, or I guess before you included this model of partnering with accountants and selling to accountants and this sort of distributor or reseller model, you were self-serve like many other kind of businesses.
Yeah, I used to be a self-service company.
And what was how do you measure, what was the impact in moving now to, selling to accountants? Like, was there, if we're looking at a chart, was it a hockey stick moment? And can you measure it in terms of the revenue change from, we were doing this to X now?
Well, I think the point where the hockey stick phenomenon started was not precisely there, because by the way, I had a chance on 2014 to present our project to a very famous venture capitalist from Silicon Valley. You probably heard about Kevin Trusley from Axel Partners. Mm-hmm. And he looked at my presentation and said, okay, Marcelo, great company, but there's a flaw in your plan. And I said, what is the flaw? And Marcelo, pay attention. You will never, ever be able to transform accountants into software resellers. And unfortunately, my answer to Kevin at that time was, you just watch me. Yeah. And I would love to have him seated in my side right now, so I can tell on his face that he was completely right. Accountants, they don't have a clue how to sell accounting services. So they are not able to transform themselves into software resellers, but they can generate leads for us. So most of our team, they are focused on selling to the accountants' clients. They originate the leads, but they are not real resellers. As I told you, they don't have a clue how to sell accounting services. And we are working to change the scenario, to try to teach sales and marketing to the accountants, but this is a marathon. This is not an easy task to be performed. And that's why we have such a huge team. Most of our people, like 500 people, they are involved in sales. Other large part of the team is CS, client success, accountant success, and support team. And the rest is developers and things like that.
Okay, understood. And so, are these accountants? Are they so they're helping with lead generation? Is it like an affiliate model? Are they getting any kind of like kickback from the leads that they're kind of providing? Are they just like, we love Omie, so we're just going to recommend it to our clients, and then if our clients are interested, they introduce you, but they don't get any fees? Like, how does that arrangement work with the accountants without like too much detail?
Well, we started offering a kickback to the accountant, mm-hmm. but we realized that the best accountants, they are not looking for this kickback. They are only looking to be more productive and to help their clients to run better. Just to have an idea, Alex, in Brazil we have 17 million small businesses, and more than 90% they don't have any software solution. So my main competitor right now is the paper manufacturer, my main competitor. The second main competitor is Microsoft Excel. So it's very important for the accountants to have their clients organized, and we help in this task. And when we put everybody in the same platform, their lives become much better. They can perform the same tasks with just one quarter of their team. So that's why they love us, and that's why they recommend us to their clients.
Do you still, in terms of your go-to-market model, do you still do the paid ads? Do you still do content marketing? Do you still get the self-serve? Does that work, or is it 100%? We're all in on the accountancy affiliate sort of model.
Sure, we do that, but it's not more than 2 or 3% of our monthly sales. We believe that someday small companies will wake up and start looking for a solution. But right now, if I convert 100% of the Google search into cloud accounting software or something like that into our leads, and then I convert 100% into paying clients, I won't be able to reach my goal. So someday it will happen. So right now, most of my marketing efforts are targeting accountants. We have like 65,000 accounting firms in Brazil, and we are trying to educate them, try to make them understand that they will be more productive once their clients are organized and running a decent ERP and flowing all the information digitally to the accounting firm. So that's the main task of our content marketing and our digital marketing right now. But we are also looking for the entrepreneur. We are also providing content for the entrepreneur, and mainly education for the entrepreneur. 1 year ago, we started Omie Academy. Omie Academy is an educational initiative from our side, and it's not about teaching how to use the software. What we teach in Omie Academy is management, leadership, sales, marketing, business modeling. So we create very high quality online training. In short, Omie Academy is the education small business needs to succeed with a Netflix-like experience. And we don't expect to make much money from Omie Academy. This is something we do from the heart, because we really believe small business, they need this kind of education, and it also is being used as a kind of content marketing to attract entrepreneurs.
Understood. And I know we wanted to talk a little bit about pricing, right? And let's find out like how pricing has affected and impacted your business for the good or bad, and I'm hoping good. But tell me a little bit about your sort of like pricing stories and your views on pricing in SaaS and for your product.
Okay, well, I think the main lesson learned from the business model pivot we created is that if you're doing what everybody's doing, probably it will work, but it will not be very efficient. And this is the same about pricing. Once you can do in a different way from what everybody's doing, you probably have a chance to make more money. And first, the channel determines the pricing. Sometimes when you're competing with 100, 1,000 competitors for the searches and on the online marketing, you will have to deal with very different pricing levels from your competitors. But once you reach the client that is not looking for a solution, he will be interrupted by their accountant or by your channel. They are not looking for a solution. You must forget about all of the prices available online, because you will have a chance to close the deal. And once your software have a high switching cost, you will be able to keep this client with you with a higher pricing model. So just to have an idea, we used to compete in the same pricing level as our competitors in the online market. Once we switched switched our business model to partner with accountants and to sell to the accountants' clients, we were able to double our pricing level. And over the last 5 years, we keep adding 20% more every year, and clients are not complaining. New clients are not complaining. So right now, our average ticket is like 4 or 5 times our closest competitor, and our churn rates are the lowest among our competitors. So first, the channel also can determine the price. You're not supposed to run the same price on both channels. And what I think is that pricing in software as a service is a kind of abstraction. You use abstractions to what your clients can pay for the solution. So most of the SaaS providers, they use headcount or per seat or per transaction pricing models. And I really believe that we've been very short in creativity to create this kind of abstractions. Because this is an abstraction to how much the other side can pay. We assume that a company with more seats, they are larger and they can pay more for your solution. It's just an abstraction to the company size. And we picked a very different one. In Brazil, you have taxation layers, tax layers. So according to your annual revenue, you are in a different tax layer here. So we charge according to the tax layer. You pay a fixed fee according to the tax layer. So there's no user limits, no transaction limits, no invoicing limits. So it means all the ideas, they are aligned, because when you limit the user count or the seat count, people will make most efforts to not spreading your solution across the company, because every time I must add another department using your software, you will have to pay more, and you think twice before doing that. So in our solution, you can use as many users as you want. So it's very hard to switch to another solution. So the client success and the pricing models, they are aligned. So what I see from my point of view is that most of the pricing models in the market, they do not align client success and pricing. They are only focusing on a wrong abstraction model to target the client. So it drives to other conclusions. Once you have many users in your client using the solution, it also opens new doors to upsell, to sell more add-ons, more services. And that's why we added financial services. Right now, we provide credit to our clients. We sell leads to CRM users. We sell credit scoring to the financial users. So we can add as many add-ons as we want, because there are a huge user base, and the solution is really spread across your clients. And that's why, dealing with very small companies, we are able to keep a net retention like 99.2% or close to that every month.
Yeah, very interesting, and agree. And I like that model. As said, makes it very sticky. And you mentioned the additional kind of services that you add in there. You've probably been very interested to see, like, Intuit's. They acquired, I think, was it Klarna or somebody this week? So moving into the kind of consumer.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah. So interesting to see that. But
yeah, but I'm not planning to acquire any credit provider or things like that. What I can see at NASDAQ is that when software companies, when they make loans from their pockets, the multiple goes down. And when credit companies, they acquire software companies, the multiples go up. So we don't think about acquiring, do the same move as Intuit is doing. I think it's a great move for a very well capitalized company with deep pockets like Intuit, but not in our case right now.
Sure, no, understood. And we mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, you're joining us at SaaStock LATAM on the 12th and 13th of May in Sao Paulo as well.
Yeah.
And you'll be speaking there. Have you thought yet about what you'll be talking about? And can you share that with us?
Okay, I will talk about what we see in the investment market right now. We see a lot of money, a lot of companies hiring a lot of money, and we also see some phenomena like WeWork and things like that. So right now, I can feel that everybody is trying to see the companies through the right KPIs. They are trying to understand if we are really building a healthy economic structure for the company, not only the vanity unit economics. As far as I can see, investors are starting to run away from companies that are only targeting to grow at any cost, adding new clients at any cost, and sometime in the future we will figure out a way to make things profitable. And I'm afraid that we have a kind of pendulum problem, because we are running from one extreme to the other extreme right now. And probably there's a very nice place in the middle, because growth is also very important. So we must keep a balance here. And we don't want to, of course, nobody wants to be fooled by misleading unit economics. So right now, I can see companies here, when they announce their churn rate, they say, okay, wait a minute, this is not churn, this is voluntary churn. So what the heck is voluntary churn, man? Once the client is paying and he stops paying, it's churn. No. Companies going out of business, they are not in this category. So come on, we can see right now many misleading unit economics. We must keep track of the right unit economics. But I think we must keep an eye on growth. Growth is very important, mainly to reduce the company risk. It's very easy if you have a good idea to be outrun for someone else with deep pockets. So it's very important to keep the growth focus and not go to the other extreme right now. There's a very nice place in the middle.
Awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to that. A very hot topic. So a good trend to.
Yeah, I think it's the hottest topic right now.
Yeah. No, very good. So I think that's going to be great. So looking forward to that. SaaStock LATAM on the 12th and 13th. So you can go to SaaStock.com/LATAM to see the full lineup of speakers and agenda out there, and obviously attend to see Marcelo's talk. Final question, Marcelo. We always ask our guests how they stay healthy and sane on their journey. You're running a company of 800 people. Like, how do you stay healthy, sane, fit, and fresh, like, to come in to do this and manage to do
it? First, I'm having lots of fun here right now. I learned a lot from my previous journey. I think my previous company, I used to run my previous company for 20 years. And starting Omie, where we can use my previous experience as a huge school to learn what not to do. So right now, I may not be completely sure what I'm supposed to do, but I'm pretty sure what I'm not supposed to do. So it's good to be in a second journey. It helps me a lot to be sane. But I think the most important thing you can do is to have a really great management team and leadership team in your company. So if you have to take care of everything, you will be crazy with 50 people. It's not necessary to reach 800 people to be crazy. So I think the most important thing is to have a great management team and a great culture in your company. Once you're able to have a culture where there's no cover your ass situations and everybody's targeting the same goals, you will be in a position where you can also enjoy your life while you're running the company.
Excellent. Great advice there. One certainly, I think all of us can learn from. So
good advice, but not easy to do at all.
Exactly. Oh, of course. It's never easy, but no. But excellent. Like, I really enjoyed speaking to you and discussing these topics, and looking even more forward to seeing you in Sao Paulo in a couple of months. Thank you, Marcelo Lombardo, CEO of Omie, for sharing your time and learnings with the SaaS Revolution show.
Thank you, Eric. It's been great to be here. And thank you to being nice with me. I'm not a native English speaker, but it was great to talk with you, man.
Yeah, no, it was pretty good. And we could have more conversations if you want before LATAM. But I think your English was excellent. So great stuff.